Thank you, Madam Chairman, and congratulations to each of you on your nomination. Thank you for taking time to talk with me. Ms. Damelin, as we said, it was dark 30, but appreciate your time on the call. To the Chairman Cantwell, I appreciate that you brought up the loophole for our local broadcasters and that you're doing a letter on that. Rob McDowell, a former commissioner, has an excellent piece in today's Wall Street Journal on this. And for those of us that value looking at local news and preserving that, I would encourage a reopening of the record and a review of this. 2014 was a long time ago. Streaming services have changed. Utilization has accelerated. So a good point, and I thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you, Senator Blackburn.
I want to raise another issue that we dealt with previously when I was in the House. In 2017, I introduced legislation under the Congressional Review Act that would deal with, it would block the FCC from dealing with the privacy issue. And my concern is over this task force. You have launched a privacy and data protection task force to bolster enforcement on digital privacy violations and modernize FCC policies. So my concern is that this task force may run afoul of the CRA and the provisions in the CRA. So I would like to hear from Commissioner Carr, Commissioner Starks. Very briefly, what do you expect to come from this task force?
Well, first of all, thank you, Senator, for your leadership. As you mentioned, I thought the privacy CRA made sense in the sense it helps ensure a uniform privacy approach to disparate rules from the FCC versus the FTC. So I'd be very worried if these FCC initiatives lead towards a path that were prohibited from the CRA from putting back in place in terms of rules. So I don't have a lot of details on what these task forces are designed to do, but we have to be very careful that we respect the CRA as enacted by Congress.
That's right. Mr. Starks?
Yes, thank you for the question, Senator. You know, I don't have any particular details on it either. What was announced in the chairwoman's speech was the issue of SIM swaps, the issue of data breaches, and the issue of geolocation, but I have no particular insight into what the task force and
well,
what
we'll be watching that very closely to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
certain that it does not run afoul of the CRA. And so thank you for your attention on that. Ms. Gomez, I do want to come to you, and thank you for your conversation. Of course, we discussed the World Radio Conference and the way this is going to deal with international wireless telecommunications, and this is something that is important to us. You have been in preparation since January to be the lead in this conference. It is vitally important to the U.S. From a position of strength and stability, and I find it very difficult to see how you could handle two very demanding jobs at the same time. And you and I discussed the importance of this role, the importance of U.S. leadership, and I think that it would be difficult for you to step back from that role and us still have what we need to have represented. I've been very concerned that the U.S. may not be taking an aggressive enough position when it comes to studying more mid-band spectrum at the WRC and looking for how we study these new bands. It's going to be critical. It's vital for 5G. It is vital as we move forward with 6G. So I'll give you just a couple of seconds to respond to that, because I think I would ask you, should you delay your confirmation until we finish this in January?
Thank you very much, Senator, and you raised such important issues. And also, by the way, thank you so much for speaking to me very early in the morning where you were. But anyway, you raise a very good, important issue, and that is our leadership internationally and our ability to identify additional bands to study. Mid-band spectrum is very important. With regard to my current role as coordinating the preparations for the World Radio Communication Conference, I can assure you that the State Department is doing contingency planning in the event that you see fit to confirm me to serve as commissioner, and we will ensure that U.S. leadership continues.
But you have been in preparation for this for a long time, and we would like to see this completed with proficiency and with U.S. policy at the forefront. Thank you, Madam Chairman.